I want to cut across to our panelists, but before I do so, I want to bring in my colleague Shreya Chatterjee, who spent the last 2 weeks cutting across the length and breadth of the state of Bihar. Shreya, well done. That's a very well investigated report. Congratulations on that. But if you can, we played it out, the full 22 minutes, trying to encapsulate your travels across the state of Bihar. If you had to make 5 bullet points on this exercise which is being conducted in the state of Bihar, how would you sum it up in terms of the issues that you saw on ground?
Well, Preeti, the current part of the SIR process, I would say, is completely diluted. Unlike what it is supposed to be, an intensive process, that is not what is happening on the ground. Whatever markers were decided by the Election Commission about BLO visits, about ensuring documents, no Aadhaar card, nothing really is happening. It is about as quickly as you can fill up the forms and submit so that people do not get deducted from. Told that from 25th onwards, the intensivity of the process will be checked based on whose documents are missing. There are lists that have been prepared on ground level because we've got information from the Election Commission about the combing of foreign nationals that will also be done as a part of this process. And that intensity we will be seeing post the 25th of July, and subsequently that will go on and the list that will then be coming is on the 1st of September. So that is a real issue. We are not seeing BLOs visiting everyone's residence all the time. That's rural pocket, you will see that. One thing is important to point out, that BLOs have their own phones linked with their OTPs where they submit the forms. However, we have gone to places where BLOs are just accepting forms. Separate teams have been prepared for filling up. All these things are done well, sanitized well, there is no leaks, nothing wrong happening on the part is a job of the Election Commission to do. But clearly, we have seen that there is no uniformity of the process that is currently under its way in Bihar.
Shreya, stay with me because we're going to bring in a political panel because there's so much political commentary around this particular subject. But is it, Shreya, before I go to our political panelists, I want to ask you one quick question. Is it a real concern that this exercise will not be sanitized and completed, where we don't see large-scale disenfranchisement of votes in the time frame that it is to be conducted in? Is that a real concern?
Well, if we talk about combing of foreign nationals, we will definitely be seeing people being left out of the voting process. But before that, Preeti, we've already found out people, especially in Simanshal, in Muslim pockets, where these people are not on the list. Some of for list. Even on camera, we recorded one individual who is there on the last list that's uploaded by the Election Commission dated 2025, but no form there. Suddenly the person has gone missing. So these are issues that we have actually recorded. So clearly the fear of disenfranchisement is something that will loom. The reason so I say, Preeti, because before the SIR, the state also saw the summary revision process. Why there has been so much of political coverage, discussion, is because the clarity on the ground about these processes.
And even the BLOs seem to be lacking that clarity. But stay with me, Shreya, because you're going to be answering most of the questions today, not me, because we're going to cut across to our political panelists. Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, joins us. Dr. Ajay Alok, National Spokesperson, Congress. Kanchana Yadav, Spokesperson, RJD. Rajiv Ranjan, Spokesperson, JDU. I want to begin with Ms. Sanju Verma. All of you will get 2 minutes time to put your points forward and then direct all your questions to my colleague Shreya, who spent the last 2 weeks in the state of Bihar. I'm just the medium here, and there is a gap. We can sit ad nauseum in studios, debate about what's really going on, whether it's morally correct, legally right, but is it being done in the proper fashion? Then it has been envisioned for. That for you was there to see. Sanju Verma, your 2 minutes start now, because at least, and I can vouch for my colleague Shreya Chatterjee, who's been on ground over the last 2 weeks, it's not as simple as it looks. It's not as simple to fit it in one line which says we need to delete bogus voters. There is a lot more that is going on. There are various slips between the lip and the cup here. So, okay, we don't seem to have Sanju Verma. We'll cut across to Sanju Verma in just about a minute. Rajiv Ranjan जी, क्या ये सवाल आप लेना चाहेंगे? क्योंकि आप पिछले शो में आए थे, आपने एक सीधा सवाल खड़ा किया था कि हम बोगस वोटर इस कंट्री में चाहते हैं। बात बोगस वोटर की नहीं है राजीव रंजन जी। श्रेया चैटर्जी जो मेरी कॉलीग है, उनकी एक अलग रिपोर्ट नहीं है। रिपोर्ट आफ्टर रिपोर्ट यही कह रही है कि आसान नहीं है जो हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो छूट जाएंगे, और डेमोक्रेसी में अगर एक का भी वोट जाता है वो बहुत बड़ा सिन है।
देखिए प्रीति जी, अभी मैं आपका ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट देख रहा था और निसंदेह उन्होंने कई ऐसे पहलुओं की चर्चा की है जो आज की बहस के लिए वो प्रासंगिक हो या नहीं, लेकिन इनसे कुछ सवालों का समाधान भविष्य में जरूर आवश्यक। बॉर्डर को लेकर के भी उन्होंने बहुत सारी बातें कही, और नेपाल की जो नेपाली ओरिजिन के जो मतदाता हिंदुस्तान में जो हैं, उन मतदाताओं की वैधता को लेकर के भी उन्होंने सवाल सीधे तौर पर खड़े किए या नहीं किए, लेकिन जो सवालों के जवाब से तथ्य उभर करके आए, निसंदेह इसकी आवश्यकता तो थी। और एसआईआर को लेकर के मैं एक बात जरूर कहूंगा कि अब तक आप इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स की बात अगर छोड़ दें तो भी अब तक लगभग 5% ऐसे मतदाता हैं, या तो वो आज जीवित नहीं है, किसी दूसरे स्थान पर स्थानांतरित हो चुके हैं, या एक से ज्यादा स्थानों पर वो पंजीकृत मतदाता के तौर पर। तो वोट का अधिकार तो किसी एक ही जगह पर होगा। इससे भी लगभग 65 लाख मतदाताओं की जो पहचान है वो कल तक हुई है, और निसंदेह ये संख्या और बढ़ेगी। अब इसके बाद जो इस तरह के जो मतदाताओं का सवाल, कई सवाल उभरेंगे कि नागरिकता कौन तय करेगा, ईसीआई तो नहीं करेगा, लेकिन अगर कोई खामी दिखती है तो तंत्र को सुधारने की दिशा में भी कोशिश करनी चाहिए। मैं इतना जरूर कहूंगा कि अगर 7 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोगों के फॉर्म्स आ चुके हैं और अब केवल 10% से भी कम मतदाताओं के नाम आने बाकी हैं, साथ ही लगभग 6 करोड़ मतदाताओं के फॉर्म्स अपलोडेड हैं। 5.74 सीआर तो कल तक अपलोडेड। और मुझे
आपका
लगता है
टाइम
ये
खत्म हो
संख्या
गया
बड़ी
राजीव रंजन लिया, मैं आपके पास 2 मिनट में फिर बाद में आऊंगी। पर एक बात जो बार बार करी जा रही है वो है कि जो आपने भी बार बार बोला कि देखिए 75 लाख के ऊपर फॉर्म तो सबमिटेड हैं, 7 करोड़ फॉर्म पहले ही सबमिटेड हैं, देखिए कितनी फास्ट ये जा रही है। इस रिपोर्ट को अगर आपने देखा होगा राजीव जी, श्रेया के पास भी जाऊंगी, बट आई विल ब्रिंग इन संजू वर्मा। एक चीज साफ है, फॉर्म तो लगभग लगातार आ रहे हैं पर वो आते नहीं। अगर पहले वाला रूल होता कि डॉक्यूमेंट साथ में आए, वो श्रेया को 3 बार बोला गया कि देखिए अगर डॉक्यूमेंट्स देना मेन बात है ना, फॉर्म तो भरे जा सकते हैं, अपलोड करे जा सकते हैं, और अगर डॉक्यूमेंट साथ में आने होते तो ये नंबर नहीं होता। ये बीएलओज ने साफ तौर पर श्रेया को बताया है। श्रेया, एम आई करेक्ट ऑन दैट?
Well, absolutely, Preeti. We have seen that happen, that only when the forms were submitted without documents, the percentage also increased. All BLOs said that initially during the timeline of the first week, they were not getting the forms back. People were not filling them. Some of them don't even know how to fill because the literacy rate is really low. The BLOs have to assist them. So that is the reason now we see the relaxation that's been done off record, we would say, till the 25th of July.
Sanju Verma, would you want to come and weigh in? Because like I said, we can go ad nauseum on the need for this. Nobody is questioning the need for it. Yes, nobody wants bogus voters. But the situation on ground is very different, Sanju Verma. It was detailed over the last 25 minutes on this network.
Preeti, can you please repeat your question? There's some glitch with the Zoom link. I could not hear you.
Sanju Verma, on debates like this, there's always a glitch in the Zoom link. But I'll repeat my question. Can you hear me, ma'am? Can you hear me? Okay, we'll cut across to Sanju Verma in just about 30 seconds. We're going to sort that link out for Sanju Verma. But Dr. Ajoy Kumar, the case is in court. It will be heard. But the fact remains on ground that there are discrepancies that need to be sorted quick and fast. And the fear that opposition parties like yours have raised, will it all be completed in the time frame, is real. And you can see that on ground.
No, the first question is, I definitely strongly, and we as a party believe that the Election Commission has done a political act. The diversion from the failure of Nitish Ji's government Everybody has been only talking over the SIR for the past thing. Then the issue of Bangladeshi and Myanmar and Nepal and all that thing is you know only this is been designed to divert everybody's attention. The first question. I want to compliment Shreya for the wonderful reporting and simple thing like, how do I prove I've given you my form? You were supposed to give me a receipt. The receipts are not available anywhere else, and everywhere that people are reporting on that. But the most important thing on whether it is Nepal, people from Nepal outside, this government in this past 10 years has sent 4 people back from states, Telangana, till 2018 in the parliament. There's 4 people who were identified as non-Indians in the electoral roll. 4 people. Recently, 4 people from Maharashtra were transported to the Bangladesh border, pushed out, and then brought back again. Like, the whole thing, Preeti, this is the election commission behaving like a election department of the BJP. And the most important, the same chief election commissioner was the election commissioner. He gave voter ID cards during his time when he was election commissioner. Now he's saying those are not valid. And the same election commissioner, Preeti, is saying that 2003 special intensive revision, they have no copies of the report. Can you imagine that the election commission has officially said it, that we cannot locate the report of 2003 special intensive revision before this process is over? What is your belief in this election commission then? Why are they doing it? They should have done it 1 year back. Nobody's denying it.
Fair point. Okay, let me take that question to Sanju Verma. I think we have her right now because Sanju Verma, we can keep debating it in studios. It's not about that. It's an entirely different world which is playing out on grounds where the BLOs, some of them equally confused as the voters. These are questions that need to be addressed. It's a serious exercise that you are conducting which could actually lead to disenfranchisement of many voters, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay. Preeti, I'm tired of this demonizing of the election commission by the Congress and its Darbari ecosystem. First and foremost, let's get one thing very clear. There are 7.9 crore voters in Bihar, and the election commission yesterday said that there are 11 days pending till July 25th for the exercise. And guess what? 88.18% of the enumeration forms have been filled in, which means more than 6.9 crore voters, their enumeration forms have been filled in and the due process has been undertaken. The Election Commission said only 11.82% of the enumeration forms need to be verified and filled in, which means barely 93 lakh odd voters out of the total voter count of 7.9 crore voters, they are pending. So the first thing is, with 88% of the enumeration forms having been filled in, the Election Commission needs to be applauded. Secondly, calling the Election Commission as Godi Ayog, let me remind the Congress that it was T.N. Seshan who in 1989 was Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet secretary, and lo and behold, from 1990 to 1996, he was made the chief election commissioner. And after Rajiv Gandhi's death, he was given the position of member of planning commission in a classic case of quid pro quo. 1996 to 2001, MS Gill was the chief election commissioner. In 2008, the Congress government made him union minister for sports and youth affairs. So stop demonizing the election commission time and again. And what the SIR seeks to do, is it in line with the Representation of Peoples Act 1950-51? Yes. Is it in line with the powers bestowed on the Election Commission wide Article 324, 325 and 326? Yes. Is it in line with the registration of Electoral Rules 1960? Yes. And the Supreme Court has said that the Election Commission
Ma'am, your time is up. Sanju Verma, I'll circle back to you with the question that I had asked Mr. Ranjan as well from your ally party who's here, the JDU. The 88% that we are harping on is useless until and unless documents are attached to that 88%. And not one document is attached, ma'am. We'll only know in time whether or not it stands at 88%, because we began this chat with my colleague Shreya where she elucidated. The BLOs made it very clear. Initially, the forms had to be attached with documents, and that process was slow. It was extremely sluggish. That is why they were delinked. Ultimately, the documents need to go. And that will lead to another cycle of chaos. You and I both understand that. Kanchan Yadav, I want to bring you into this whole conversation. Kanchan Yadav, constantly the narrative, especially by the ruling party in your state, is that the likes of your party want these bogus voters, especially where Simanshal is concerned. You've cultivated them, and that is what you want to hide and save.
Preeti ji, there are 3-4 important points that your colleague is also mentioning. The first important point is that the election commission every day announcing one new number. One day they say that we have distributed 80% of forms and collected 80% of forms. Another day they say that we have distributed 88% of form and collected 88% of form. Our point is that how many people have submitted their document that is required, and how many have not submitted their document. Will their name appear in this final electoral roll? And second, now they are saying we have been removed 35 lakhs people name from the bogus voter. These are the bogus voter. Now I'm asking the same question, Rajiv ji, can you please explain to us that these bogus voter did vote for you in 2024 Lok Sabha election? And third most important point is, when this process was about to start, the election commission said that BLO will go door to door and fill out the form, and now the BLO is not ask anybody from the Bihar. They will say no, BLO is not coming at our home. We are going at the place where BLO is sitting under the tree, and BLO filling the form by themselves and signing it and uploading it, and that's it. That's what happening in the Bihar. And fourth, most important point, Preeti ji, that ये कह रहे हैं ना कि ये बांग्लादेशी आ गए, रोहिंग्या आ गए. Don't forget it that in 2019 through the Citizenship Amendment Act, the same BJP government announced that जो भी 2014 के पहले जो भी हिंदू आए हुए हैं, other than the Muslims, जो भी आए हुए हैं, सबको सिटीजनशिप मिलेगी. तो क्या उनका नाम इस इलेक्टोरल रोल में भी शामिल हो रहा है और नहीं हो रहा है? ये सवाल तो राजीव जी आपको देना ही पड़ेगा. बोगस वोटर आपकी सरकार है राजीव जी, और बोगस वोटर आ गए. सवाल आप पे है, सवाल इलेक्शन.
I'll give all our panelists 30 seconds each. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for our report, and I hope you will appreciate it. Went on a little longer than expected. But Rajiv Ranjan ji, 2003 में जब ये पूरी प्रतिक्रिया हुई थी, राजीव रंजन जी, आपको भी याद होगा, 10 महीने लगे थे राजीव रंजन जी. अब वही प्रतिक्रिया आप कोशिश कर रहे हैं 3 महीने में निपटाना. आवाज नहीं आ रही है राजीव रंजन जी. आज संजू वर्मा और राजीव रंजन जी को आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
आपने 30 सेकंड आपने समय दिया.
हाँ सर,
तो मैं आपको एक बात केवल कहना चाहूंगा. जिन मतदाताओं ने वोट किया पिछले विधानसभा चुनाव में या लोकसभा चुनाव, उन मतदाताओं ने आरजेडी को या ग्रैंड अलायंस को वोट किया या हमें वोट किया, या आरजेडी को कैसे पता, या उन्होंने वोट किया ही नहीं. एसआईआर में ये पता चला कि ये मतदाता जीवित नहीं है, ये मतदाता किसी दूसरे स्थान पर स्थानांतरित हो चुके हैं, या एक से ज्यादा स्थानों पर
30 सेकंड खत्म है. सॉरी,
उनके मतदाता
सर सबको देने पड़ेंगे, तो इसीलिए
प्रमाण मिले हैं. तो
अजय आलोक 30 सेकंड
जी.
नहीं सर, टाइम नहीं है. आई एम सॉरी, मतलब ये गलती हमारी है, हमको थोड़ा और टाइम लेके आना चाहिए था. पर अजय जी, आप go ahead, sir.
I'm delighted you are mistaking me for Ajay Alok because he's much more younger. But Preeti,
Ajay Kumar, Preeti, sorry sir, my bad.
That's okay. That's cool. The issue is, how does Rajiv ji or anybody else know that 35 lakhs is bogus voters? Election Commission sources. This is the first time where you are not even having any statement. So this is what worries me. Election Commission behaving and leaking information, asking people to tell stories. And Rajiv ji is a good friend of mine, but how are you saying these numbers? No press conference, no official announcement. So this election commission, Sanjeev Verma is very upset that we are attacking election commission last 5 seconds. But the fact is that which election commission leaks sources, do a press conference?
No, fair point. Do a press conference, put everything on record. Sanjeev Verma, 30 seconds, ma'am.
You know, Preeti, I need to make a couple of very pertinent points here. First and foremost, the current Chief Election Commissioner is Gyanesh Kumar, not Rajiv Kumar. And I think the RJD spokesperson has come on your show without doing basic homework. And let me say what the Election Commission has found. 35 lakh voters were found to be defunct. 12.5 lakh voters were found dead but still on the voter rolls in Bihar. 17.5 lakh voters have permanently moved out of Bihar and have been voting elsewhere, but were still found on the electoral rolls in Bihar. 5.5
Okay.
lakh voters are those whose names are on the voter list of other states and still continue to be on the electoral rolls in Bihar. So, मेरा ये कहना है, Tejasvi Yadav, who's been, whipping up passion, saying election commission को हम दिखा देंगे, दो गुजरातियों को हम दिखा देंगे, बिहार की जनता इनको सबक सिखाएगी,
Okay.
बिहार की जनता तेजस्वी
30
यादव को
seconds,
सबक
Kanchana Yadav,
सिखाएगी
time starts
और
now, then I
दोबारा
need to go
एनडीए
into
की
a break
सरकार
and this...
बनेगी, इसलिए
Okay,
तेजस्वी
ma'am.
यादव
Ma'am,
इलेक्शन
Kanchana
कमीशन
Yadav,
पर
please start.
लांछन
When-
लगाना बंद करो.
Make your
Stop
point.
belittling.
Sanju I was addressing Rajiv Ranjan. His name is also Rajiv. He is a spokesperson of Jadyu. Thank you so much. And second most important thing, that one BLO caught red-handed in Gaya while taking bribe, and that's what happening at the ground, Preeti ji.
Okay.
And we that's why we are asking the questions now. Where is the transparency? You
Okay.
are showing us like it is transparent activity. No, not at all.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that because this is going to be debated in times to come, and especially we will take it up for a larger political debate. But viewers, I just want to leave it at that. Shreya Chatterjee is the one who went and investigated over the last 14 days. And what she found were glaring discrepancies. Can this process be complete in just 3 months before elections? Because disenfranchisement of even one person is a sin where the democratic process of this country is concerned. We leave it for you to decide.